So, good afternoon. I would like to welcome all the participants in this webinar, MSCA Staff Exchanges for Africa. My name is Ahmed Malal. I'm the regional representative for Euraccess Africa. I would like to thank our speakers, Julie Lepret, Policy Officer at European Commission, and Cristina Gomez, Spanish National Contact Point for MSCA. Your questions must be submitted in Slido. I will share with you the link of Slido. The webinar will be recorded and will be available in Euraccess Africa website, as well as the slides. Now, I will introduce Euraccess Africa. Just after that, I will give the floor to Julie Lepret. It's okay for the sharing of screen?
Works well, yes.
Good. So here you can see the Slido link, the QR code of Slido link, and I will share with you in the discussion the link of Slido. Feel free to add your questions. So the agenda of today, first of all, I will present Euraccess Africa Hub. And after that, Julie Lepret, Policy Officer at European Commission, she gives introduction on the Marie Skłodowska-Curie actions. And after that, we give the floor to Cristina Gomez to explain the MSCA Staff Exchange for Africa. So, Euraccess Africa. First of all, Euraccess Worldwide is a European initiative backed by the European Commission, consisting of services, support, and tools dedicated to research workers outside of Europe who wish to connect with their professionals or engage in research and innovation, collaboration, and career opportunities in Europe. For Euraccess Worldwide, first of all, it is networking platform, reliable source of information and ideas in research and innovation funding and hosting opportunities in Europe, helps talented European and international research to explore transnational ties with researchers, employees, and scientific community, and helps develop careers within the global R&I system. For 2021, we have the first year preparatory activities for establishment of Euraccess Africa Hub. And here you can see in the website of Euraccess Worldwide, here the different hubs in the worldwide: Africa, ASEAN, Australia, New Zealand, Latin America and Caribbean, China, India, Japan, Korea, and North America. So in the top, you can see Africa. So for 2022, we have the official launch of Euraccess Africa Hub. So you can sign up for a free membership to Euraccess Africa. What can we do for you? First of all, promote European Union national research landscape, promote European Union funding opportunities, promote Euraccess network, invite speakers from the network, and connect research with research labs. Our tools are usually the website, social media, flash notes, newsletter, info sessions, and practical workshops. For key partners, we have the AUF, Agence Universitaire de la Francophonie, we have the African Academy of Sciences, we have Association of African Universities, Federation of Arab Scientific Research Councils, ERD, and Réseau National des Instituts Pasteur. So, join us, be informed, be proactive, click on this button and join our community of research. We are in LinkedIn, we are in Twitter, we are in Facebook, and our email is africa@euraccess.net. Free, easy, and valuable. So thank you for your attention. And now I will give the floor to Julie Lepret. Julie, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you and good afternoon to all. I'm very delighted to be with you this afternoon and to have this opportunity to present the Marie Skłodowska-Curie actions, to present a quick overview. Of course, the aim this afternoon is to focus on staff exchanges, as Ahmed said. So I don't want to take too much of your time, but we thought it would be useful to all of you to have the global, let's say, context or overview of the actions. So I will now try to share my screen. Just let me know if there is any issue, and I will try to put it full screen if it works. Doesn't work anymore. I'm trying to activate this. I don't think I think you see my slide in small, right?
Yes.
It was working of yours 5 minutes ago. Now it works, right?
Oh, it's okay, but no.
Did it work?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. So as Ahmed said, my name is Julie Leprêtre and I work in the Marie Skłodowska-Curie Actions Unit within the Director General for Education, Youth, Sport and Culture at the European Commission. And the aim here is again to present a quick overview of the actions under Horizon Europe. So first of all, I just would like to stress that we have a motto, which is developing talents, advancing research. And actually, this motto really highlights the essence of the MSCA, namely excellence, research, and development of skills. Overall, the MSCA and the Horizon Europe will play a key role, will continue actually playing a key role in training highly skilled, adaptable, and resilient researchers. And we all know that this has been revealed crucial during the pandemic, and it will be, of course, also crucial during the post-COVID recovery. In the years to come, international, cross-sectoral, and interdisciplinary cooperation, which are the key dimensions of the program, will be further enhanced. We are also introducing some novelties from a policy point of view, such as the MSCA Green Charter or new guidelines for the supervisors. So the MSCA, the Marie Skłodowska-Curie actions are part of Pillar 1 under the Horizon Europe Programme for Research Innovation. This pillar is funding excellent science, supporting frontier research and breakthrough scientific ideas. It also allows teaming up the best researchers from Europe and beyond. It equips them with skills that are needed in the academic and non-academic sectors. We'll come back to this. And it offers access to excellent research infrastructures. I would like to stress some of the key figures of the MSCA under Horizon 2020. So as you can see on the slide, in the past 7 years, the MSCA have supported more than 65,000 researchers, including 25,000 doctoral candidates, as well then as more experienced researchers. They have also funded more than 1,000 international doctoral networks. And actually, it is important for us to stress that the MSCA are a program to the benefit of researchers, but also of institutions. The program has promoted also strong links beyond academia with industry and SMEs. So more than 4,500 companies and non-academic organizations have been involved in the program. As you can also see on the slide, one of our priorities is to support women into research and to contribute to equal access of women and girls to science. So female researchers make up almost 42% of the program. Actually, it's even 43, sorry. The MSCA is therefore the EU's reference program for doctoral and postdoctoral training, and it contributes to develop highly skilled researchers who are able to detect and to tackle upcoming challenges, also to communicate scientific evidence to policymakers and to the public, and to work across disciplines. The program provides researchers with skills needed in the labor market to innovate and to convert knowledge and ideas into projects and services for economic and social benefit of our societies. It develops excellent doctoral programs, enhancing the global attractiveness and visibility of institutions which are involved. Total budget under Horizon Europe is 6.6 billion euros. Some of our key features are the following ones. So first of all, I would like to stress that we support researchers at any stage of their career, with a focus on their training, skills, and career development. The MSCA promotes structuring impact on organizations, as I just mentioned. What is also important, because we have this question regularly in the webinars we organize, is that it is a bottom-up program, meaning that it is open to all scientific disciplines. So we do not organize targeted calls. The proposals are selected on the basis of their excellence, the impact, and the quality and efficiency of the implementation. As already mentioned, we support international, cross-sectoral, and interdisciplinary cooperation. So as regards international cooperation, the program is open to researchers from all over the world. Actually, about 40% of MSCA researchers were from outside the EU under Horizon 2020. So it was the most international program under Horizon 2020, and we really hope that it will continue to be the same under Horizon Europe. About cross-sectoral and interdisciplinary cooperation, MSCA promotes strong links beyond academia with industry and SMEs, including under Horizon Europe with financial incentives. Last but not least, the MSCA promotes attractive working and employment conditions. So the MSCA researchers are recruited under employment contract with social security coverage, sickness insurance, and also monthly allowances to cover their living, mobility, and family costs. About the actions, as I said before, and as you all know, because that's the reason why you are joining this afternoon, we will focus on staff exchanges, but there are other actions which might be of interest for you. So first of all, we have the international doctoral networks, including joint doctorates and industrial doctorates, which are established by consortia of universities, but also research centers, enterprises, and any relevant non-academic partner. We have the postdoctoral fellowships that you may know as well, which support excellent postdoctoral researchers interested in doing their research in Europe, but also outside. The staff exchanges action, which support research and innovation staff exchanges. Co-fund, which is about co-funding doctoral and postdoctoral programs. And one action which is of less relevance for you, the MSCA and citizens. Why of less relevance? Simply because actually it is open only to member states and associated countries, meaning that Tunisia might be of course interested in the night in MSCA and citizens. Sorry, actually MSCA and citizens covers embeds the European Researchers Night, but it's not open to all African countries. Actually, maybe just to highlight this, organizations from Africa can participate to all the main actions, meaning doctoral networks, postdoctoral fellowships, staff exchanges, and co-fund. And they can participate as associated partners. And as regards doctoral networks, they can also participate as beneficiaries. As regards individuals from Africa, researchers can participate in all these main actions. Again, doctoral networks, postdoctoral fellowships, staff exchanges, and Quand. Here you have, therefore, the key figures for the MSCA in Africa. I don't know if you can see rightly the figures, but actually the presentation will be shared after this webinar with all of you. So if there is any issue with the viewing, you will get all this information and all these slides. So as you can see here, under Horizon 2020, the programs has involved more than 1,800 African researchers, which includes as well, which also includes, yes, as well, 281 organizations participations for 150 projects. And what is also interesting for you is to see the distribution per action. So as you can see, actually, for the staff exchanges, it represents 71% of the projects, meaning that actually staff exchanges is quite popular, I would say, for the African organizations. And maybe Christina will also elaborate on that point, but it's true that staff exchanges is kind of a easier access to the MSCA, which enables also the organizations to get familiar with the actions and with the Marisco dos Kakure actions, and possibly also beyond staff exchanges to be able to then apply to the other actions. Here you have the call calendar. So again, this will be shared with you all. And as you can see on that calendar, so the call for staff exchanges is ongoing until March 2023. The call for Quand is also open. As regards doctoral networks and postdoctoral fellowships, please note that all these calls actually are published annually. So it means that in 2023, if you miss the opportunities for doctoral networks and for postdoctoral fellowships, there will be other calls published. So you really have the chance to apply every year to these calls. Here you have all relevant links. Maybe I can simply highlight one of them, but we will get back to this information later on after also Christina's presentations. But you have here the Horizon Europe, funding and tenders portal, where you can find all the information about the calls, and where you can also look for partners, for instance. But maybe we will get back to this after, again, Christina's presentation and during the question and answer session. So I will stop here because I would like really Christina to have most of time to present staff exchanges. And of course, we will be both with Ahmed, of course, as well, happy to answer all your questions during the question and answer session. Thank you very much for your attention. And again, I'll be happy to answer further questions later on. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. So, Christina, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I was just trying to activate my microphone. I think it's working now.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. Thank you very much, first of all, to Ahmed and Euraccess Africa for giving me the opportunity today to explain the staff exchanges call and the opportunity that it has for the participation of African institutions. And of course, Julie, thank you very much for this overview of the MSCA program. My name is Cristina Gomez, and I am the delegate and the Spanish national contact point at FECIT, the Spanish Foundation for Science and Technology. That is one of the two institutions nominated at national level in Spain to support Spanish participants in the European Framework Program. So in the next 30 to 40 minutes, I'm going to guide you through the objectives, the general rules, how to submit a project, the call timeline, and some support materials that I think are very important for you to better understand the call. So let's start. Okay. So what is Staff Exchanges? Staff Exchanges is a collaborative research and innovation projects that will be implemented via secondments. This is the European jargon that we have for this call via secondments, Staff Exchanges, meaning exchanges of the personnel who participate coming from the institutions that compose the consortium. This program aims at improving existing, but also building new networks in this triple I dimension that Julie already mentioned, that is the mobility that has to be international, intersectoral, and interdisciplinary. Staff exchange will allow for transfer of knowledge and for collaborations that hopefully, and that's also a very important idea, the idea of sustainability, will last beyond the duration of the project. I think it is the most international scheme and one of the best schemes that MSCA has to start with an internationalization of your institution, of your university, your company, to start participating in European projects. And it will help you fostering the cooperation with organizations from all over the world in your specific scientific area. So what are the benefits in terms of added value of participating in staff exchanges? In that respect, both staff members and also their respective institutions and organizations will benefit from the mobility that is at the core of the action in terms of networking, collaborating, transfer of knowledge, and converting ideas into product, processes, and services. Now, concerning the career development of the participating staff, thanks to what we call these transferable skills they will acquire during their trainings, they will become more employable and be able to improve their career perspectives. And when we talk about career perspective, we don't only mention the universities, the academic work, but we also emphasize on the non-academic works in any other institutions that is not a university or a research center where staff, researchers can develop his or her professional career. So, to be eligible to participate in the staff exchanges call, a consortium has to be created. This is not a mono-beneficiary action, it's a consortium, a collaborative action. It's a network, a group of organizations implementing secondments that is led by a coordinator and including a consortium that has to have at least 3 independent legal entities that are based in 3 different countries, 2 of which must be based in different member states or associated countries to Horizon Europe. If all the organizations are from the same sector, being academic or non-academic, I'm just going to that in my next slides, and then there must be 1 organization from a non-academic, non-associated, third country. So the European Commission has established a definition that differentiates countries that are EU countries and non-EU countries. I have indicated there a list for you. It's an updated list of the non-associated countries to Horizon Europe. All countries that are based in Africa will participate as third countries. Tunisia will be the case that is considered an associated country to Horizon Europe. They will be able to participate as beneficiary institutions, and Morocco is also included as an associated country to Horizon Europe because they're negotiating right now their association. So Tunisia and Morocco will participate as associated countries to Horizon Europe, and then the rest of African countries will participate at non-EU countries, meaning third countries. Let's go through some definitions that I think are relevant for you to understand how the project works and how is the setup organized. Institutions can participate in 2 ways. They can be beneficiaries or associated partners. Both institutions can send and host staffs and provide also training opportunities, being beneficiaries or associated countries. Beneficiaries are the ones that are based in member states, in European member states or associated countries, or to Horizon Europe, meaning Tunisia and Morocco, while associated partners are based in third countries. So this will be the case for the rest of African countries. Besides, the beneficiary will be receiving the funding from the European Commission, while the associated countries based in third countries will not receive the funds via the EU, but will be able to have funding transfer from the beneficiaries. So there is no cost for any institutions to participate in the project. I would say that there's not a typical consortium size. It really depends on the project needs. And that's very important because you will see from these slides that there is a recommendation from the European Union for the European Commission that says that the project needs to be manageable. So for instance, we can say that we have projects ranging from 3 to 20 organizations participating. I think the recommendation will be to have around 6 to 10 organizations. But again, it depends. What you need to ensure is a good and efficient organization and management of the project, while, of course, taking into consideration the needs of specific research and innovation project. As mentioned by Julie, mobility between sectors is really essential. Therefore, we have 2 sectors, the definition for 2 sectors. One will be the academic sectors with public or private higher education establishment awarding academic degrees, universities, public or private non-profit research organizations such as research centers or sometimes technological centers, and then international European research organizations. The rest will fall into the non-academic sectors, meaning any socio-economic actors that is not included in this academic sector. That fulfills with the requirements of the Horizon Europe rules, and that can be, for instance, an SME, small medium enterprise, a non-governmental organization, a hospital, museum, public administration, any institution where the researcher can develop their own career profession, as I mentioned before. Important to notice that the sectors is really determined by the European Commission when the institution register in the funding and tender portal that Julie already mentioned to you. So please check in advance with your the institution you're willing to collaborate in which sector they participate, because that's important for the eligibility and how the secondments will take place during the action. So I know there's a lot of theory here, so I will try to explain all these definitions with an example. Okay, I found an example funded under the last framework program, meaning Horizon 2020, not Horizon Europe, and it's from the 2020 call. It's named Esperanto, Exchanges for Speech Research and Technologies. The total amount, as you can see on my slides, given to this project for the whole consortium is 1,199,000 euros. And the project is coordinated by the Université du Mans in France. So content-wise, let me just read out to you a little bit what the project is about. It's talk about speech processing technologies that are key for a range of businesses applications. This project holds that the next generation of artificial intelligence algorithms used in speech processing should be more accessible. For instance, they should integrate human involvement in the loop and be decipherable to allow sensitive applications and preserve personal data. Esperanto envisages spreading these technologies to European small and medium enterprises to expand and secure the implementations for educational, health, and forensics purposes. These projects will support the development of open source tools, produce seminars of different speech processing themes to support new speech artificial intelligence students, researchers, and engineers, and also to assist in the collection and the sharing of linguistic and speech resources. So we have here a project that really encompasses different scientific areas, engineering. It also involves, I would say, social sciences as well. Okay, so the project includes 10 beneficiaries. Okay, here you can see the difference. 10 beneficiaries coming and based in European countries and associated countries to Horizon Europe, such as the case of Tunisia. Here we have an institution from the non-academic sector, a company based in Tunisia. And we also have 8 associated partners that are based all over the world in 3rd countries. You can see that there are institutions from Canada, United States, Malaysia, Cuba, Chile, Argentina, and also one from Cameroon, that is an academic institution. And as for the beneficiaries that are based in EU and associated countries to Horizon Europe, you also have institutions from different countries: Spain, Czech Republic, France, United Kingdom, and Greece. And you have institutions coming from both sectors, academic and non-academic sector. Then, just to finish with this example, because I think it's important for you to also have some practical information, not just the theory. I think sometimes it's easier to understand. What I can say from this project is that from a scientific point of view, the project will be organized in different work packages. Okay, what you see there, the acronym WP. This is the way science is organized, the structure of the work program. And it includes, for instance, this is a text that I have taken from the website of the project. For instance, work package 3 that deals with human-assisted learning. So these work packages aims at developing automatic systems integrating human-assisted learners. Those systems should be able to merge heterogeneous information coming from the data, so from the informatics, and also from the human operator. We also have work package 4 that deals with explainability and interpretability of intelligent systems. That's something that is currently in the spotlights with several research programs worldwide. I would say artificial intelligence is one of the main issues worldwide. So the wide deployment of speech technologies and the growing expectations from the general public in general creates a need to really better explain how the decisions made by artificial intelligence systems is crucial, okay, for people to really accept these new technologies. So to carry out these activities, the experiments, the new techniques that are going to be taken into account from a research level, that will be done via secondments. Okay, the secondments will take place and will allow all these activities and the work programs and the work packages to really occur. Besides, there's also a big component of networking and training activities that will take place among all the participating institutions and the staff that will be seconded. For instance, you have here the case of a summer school on human language technology that took place in this project. I think it's for the period of around 2 months in an associated partner that is based in the United States. So, who can be seconded in these projects? In a funded staff exchange projects, secondments are open to any type of staff contributing to research and innovation activities. And we mean by this doctoral candidates, postdoctoral researchers, administrative, managerial, and also technical staff. Now, the definition of staff member is that of the national law and internal practices of the organization that will be seconding, sending the staff to another institution. Normally, these persons are normally recruited by the institutions that they're going to be seconded from, but they can be a different, I will say, link. Staff members, must be actively engaged in research and innovation activities for at least 1 month at the sending institution prior to being seconded for the first time in the project. So as you can see, it's a rule, I would say, that it's very easy to be adhered to. So the secondments. Each staff members can be seconded for a period from 1 to 12 months. We have to say that the secondment might be split into different stages. Okay, the minimum will always be 1 month. So the secondment can be split, the several stages can be with one or with several beneficiaries or associated partners, as I just showed you in the example. During the secondment, it's important to know that the staff needs to be devoted full time to the action, okay? And once the secondment is over, it's finished, then this person have to return to their sending organizations in order to really maximize the impact of the exchange and really to ensure that this transfers of knowledge goes back to the institution, and it really allows for a long-term collaboration within the rest of the institution and allows for a transfer back of the knowledge to the institution that is sending the staff. Okay. Legibility of the secondments. I am aware this is a kind of a difficult table when you see it just like that, but I will explain it with the examples of the Esperanto project. I hope that helps. So anyway, there are rules that need to be taken into account, okay? And those will be exchanges within the same country are not eligible, okay? If you have two institutions participating in Cameroon, it will not be possible to have two institutions from Cameroon or Ethiopia or any other third country. And it's the same for the European and associated countries. If you have two institutions, university and a company participating from Tunisia, it will not be possible to exchange personnel within the same country. Secondments taking place between organizations based in third countries, so those are the associated partners, are not eligible for funding, as you can see, and it's marked in the orange with an X in the table. Then secondments between organizations that are located in EU member states or associated countries, they must belong to different sectors. So you can have an academic institution going to an academic institution and the other way around. If this is not the case, and that's a novelty from Horizon Europe, and I think it's a very positive novelty, an exception can be granted for up to one-third of the total eligible secondments. There can be secondments within the same organization in member states or associated countries if these secondments are interdisciplinary. We will go into that also with examples, okay? Because I think it's important to show these examples. So let's go through the Esperanto project. You will see here that all the secondments from personnel that goes from European institutions, or for instance, institutions for Tunisia or from Morocco, are eligible and will be funded in the project. They can all go to third countries, okay? No matter the sector, if it's a company or if it's a university based in a third country in Africa. So all these secondments will be eligible and funded within the project. Then the other way around, here, sorry, I don't know if you can see it right. We have institutions from third country that want to go to European countries or to Tunisia or Morocco, as there are associated countries to Europe. So for Africa, there's no worry in the sense that all third countries in Africa are eligible to receive funding, meaning that all the secondments from Africa to Europe will be funded, okay? And the sector doesn't really matter. So it's possible for you to participate as an institution, for instance, in South Africa, sending staff to Europe and receiving staff to Europe. You can do both things, or you can do just one thing, send or receive. Both actions are possible. The crosses that you see there on my slides, and I'm just saying this out loud in the case you're already preparing a proposal for you to know the kind of information you need to take into account for your beneficiaries or for other partners. In the case of countries that have high income, such as Chile or Canada, United States, there are other countries, those secondments from the third countries to Europe will not be funded in the project. They can happen, but if they do happen, they will have to be funded by their own countries with specific national, regional, or institutional fund. And then in the case of this interdisciplinary secondment that I was talking to you about, this is a novelty from this work program. In the case, for instance, that you have two universities, one in Spain, one in France, that do want to exchange personnel, it is possible once the secondment is interdisciplinary. And remember, maximum of a third of the total secondments from the project. The same happens here. We have, for instance, Tunisia, that is a company, and Groupe Allo Media, also from France, that is a company. If they do want to exchange personnel between themselves, then the secondment has to be interdisciplinary. And now, what is for the Commission an interdisciplinary secondment? This happens when the secondment will integrate aspects, techniques, data from 2 or more different scientific disciplines, okay? For that, you will have to, once you prepare the proposal, you will see in the Funding and Tender Opportunities portal that you have different descriptors, first level keywords and descriptors that are available in the, I'm not going to go into details, but they're available for you in the call website. And you will see here, this is an example in blue and in red, you have different descriptors coming from museums, exhibitions, archaeology. That will be the social sciences panel. And you have parasitology, genetic epidemiology that come from the life sciences panel. So 2 different panels, interdisciplinary second. So now we know how the consortium has to be. We know how the secondees have to be, their eligibility criteria. And now we need to know what the program funds. The staff exchanges reimbursement is based on unit cost triggered by the secondments. You will see here a maximum of 4,600 euros per person month that is distributed in 2 different unit costs. The first one, 2,300 euros per person month, that will be devoted to the staff member unit costs. It is used to pay what we call a top-up of the salary. And here, I think it's important. This is not a salary. Staff exchange does not pay salaries for researcher and for staff that is seconded, because normally these staff are already recruited by the institution. So this is just a top up of the salary that will cover expenses related to the secondment travel, the accommodation, and the subsistence cost. And then we have another 1,000 plus 1,300, meaning 2,300 euros per person month for institutional costs that are divided into research-related unit costs and purely managerial costs. So to make it clear, 4,600 euros will be multiplied by the number of person months at a full-time dedication that are sent on secondment, with a total of 360 person month. Budget-wise, this means that the maximum a consortium can have is more or less, I think, like 1,650,000 euros. Within the consortium, it is normal, and it normally happens that there's a redistribution of these institutional unit costs. For instance, to transfer these funds to the organizations that come from the third country that do not receive the funding from the European Commission and are eligible for funding. So it might be a little bit difficult, but let me tell you that the budget table from the call, it's very simple and it's easy in the proportional submission system. For you to identify, it's automatically calculated. And here, my advice sometime is for you to rely on in your Europe service from the institution you belong to, or on your national contact points to support you if you have any doubts with related to the funding. So let's advance a little bit more that now that we know the rules for participation, let's see how is the project to be submitted, and some of the main, actually, Julie already mentioned them, but the main evaluation criteria for MSCA. So the proposal will consist of 2 parts. Part 8, that is completed online, and that you will see it's more information on the budgets, the abstract, the resume, the sum up of the project will be there, and administrative data of the participants. That will be included online in part 8. And then we have part B1 and B2, what is known as the description of the action. We will go into detail into part B1, but you need to know that you have here 30 pages to convince really the evaluator that this is the best proposal they can find. What I've included also in these slides is the panel descriptions, okay? We were saying that MSCA is absolutely bottom up, and this is the case, but of course, there's an order that needs to be taken into account for evaluators to really be able to evaluate, for proposals to be evaluated by the best experts in their areas. So you will be able to submit your projects to the chemistry panel, social science and humanities, economic sciences, information science and engineering, environmental or geosciences, life sciences, mathematics, or physics panel. One of these 8 scientific panels, including different descriptors that will be available for you in the portal, that will allow you to show the interdisciplinarity of your project. I think there's one thing in part B2 that is relevant here, because we are talking about non-third country and non-EU, so third country institutions coming from Africa, and that is the letters of commitment. Those are a matter of eligibility. So you need to include from your institution a letter that really show what kind of participation you're going to have in the project, what are the tasks that you're going to be doing, what are the training actions, for instance, you're going to be facilitating within the project. So ensure time to really have them, because sometimes it takes time for these letters to be issued, and you need to sign them, and it is compulsory for all the associated partners. So what are the evaluation criteria? You can see here, and this is the main part of the B1 template, the B1 section. The 3 evaluation criteria, these are all included. Experts will evaluate the project based on the excellence, and that is a 50% of the final score, the impact, that is a 30%, and the implementation, quality and efficiency of the implementation. This table shows the criteria, the sub-criteria, and also the weight that they have. There's really not much time to go into details in each of the criteria, but without going into too much details, I think it's important to enhance that creating an excellent project means that among other aspects, there needs to be an innovative scientific projects with very, very clear scientific objectives that will be achieved by a unique consortium that is composed by different types of institutions. The methodology used, it needs to be concrete and detailed, and it also has to be in line with the open science principles of the European Union, and including, whenever that's needed, the gender dimension of the project. Now, I have included for you policy documents concerning open innovation and understanding gender dimension, and also the guidelines for supervision, because we have to remember that this project is about a scientific project, but it's also about allowing training possibilities in either scientific and also in both scientific and transferable skills for the researchers. So you also have to include this added value of the supervision of staff who are going to be participating in the project. The participants will have to explain how the interactions among organizations will occur, meaning how these secondments will take place, and also how the network training and collaborative events will also take place. So they should be shown. Later on, if there's time, maybe I can a little bit expand on open science or maybe on gender dimension, but we'll see how we go with the question, if this is okay with you. So impacts. Julie also mentioned at the beginning that there is an impact at different levels, and it's important to always remember that when we write the proposal. There will be an impact at individual, institutional, and also system level. So, and it is different for the staff participating and also for the institutions. At the institution side, you can, for instance, say that thanks to this collaboration, maybe new ones will appear, or thanks to this collaboration, the one that is already existing will be maintained and improved. We said it at the beginning, and I really, I think it is essential, but there are many projects that come from previous European projects, such as cost actions, or even the same scheme in FP7, in the Framework Program 7 or Horizon 2020, now will lead to new staff exchanges projects. And maybe in the future, as an impact, it will lead to different European national or institutional projects, thanks to the implemented collaborations. So knowledge and products will be produced, okay, and we have to take into account how to maximize them. There needs to be clear information on the actions, on the channels that are going to be used to reach the different audiences. It will not be the same to really reach the research community. That can be done by attending conferences, producing papers. That, for instance, if the project wants to really address policymakers, that might be done using specific studies. And of course, a plan for communication, exploitation of results also need to be in place, because we are going to have products, services that will be part of the results and the outcomes of the project. So there needs to be also a clear strategy on how to deal with that part. And finally, impacts will go beyond the duration of the projects, and they have to be explained and quantified if possible. And you will have impacts on societal, scientific, economic, and other impacts of the project, depending on your scientific areas. I will say that here is always good to include in your project any relation or reference to the EU scientific policies, the sustainable development goals, the roadmaps that are essential in your scientific area, for the evaluators to know that you are really aligned with them and engineer and synergy. Finally, implementing a European project requires the management of activities, funds, and risk. What the EU wants to make sure here is that they are giving a project to a consortium that will be able to efficiently manage it. So you need to describe in the project how this will be done, using task or packages, scientific and non-scientific one, establishing a monitoring and follow-up system by using deliverables, milestone, and also explain how the scientific risk will be handled, how they will confront them, and showing really that the institutions that participate in the project are the adequate one, infrastructure and also experience-wise. So I think while explaining a little bit the different evaluation criteria, I have given some tips, but I will just maybe stress a couple of three of the ones that are here. One would be for you to be acquainted with all the available material, because there's a lot of things available for you. Of course, the funding and tenders opportunities portal will be the official portal for you to be aware of, but don't be afraid of asking for help. Contact your national contact points. Facilitate your proposal to a colleague of yours for him or her to be able to read it. Make it easy for the evaluators. At the end of the day, you will find experts that read 10, 15, 20 proposals for a specific call. And I think it's good to make things easy for them. I mean, use diagrams, graphics, keywords that really have to be there, and use clear and concise and smart languages. Of course, you have also tools such as Qu'est-ce and other tools that we might show you maybe later on. I know Julie has a slide for that, but do a little bit of research of what has been funded so far, and maybe check, for instance, in Qu'est-ce, if you have colleagues that are or might be collaborators for you for a specific staff exchanges projects. And now coming to an end, just some information very shortly on statistics and also support material. So we have said that the call is open and will close next March the 8th of 2023 with a budget of 77.5 million. As you can see, once the call closes, the evaluation will take place and the results will be out by June 2023, with project signature to be held by the month of November. Then January, February 2024, there's going to be a coordinators day for the projects that are funded, which I think it's a very interesting initiative. We even ourselves, national contact points, try to attend it because it gives a lot of useful inside information of the projects, how to report, how to deal with intellectual property issues, a lot of really implementation aspects. So just one slide on data for you, okay, just to show you how it went on the first Staff Exchange 2021 call for this Horizon Europe program. Sorry. So there are 77 proposals that are being invited to what we call the grant agreement preparation phase. That means that the consortium, the project has been funded and they're asked to sign the grant agreement with the European Union. At this stage, 77 out of the 209, I have my numbers somewhere around here, 209 proposals have been funded or are on the way of finalizing their grant agreement document. You will see there on the slides the different panels so that each of you can see in their own scientific area the number of proposals that are being funded, 77. And I have to say that in general, the success rate has been over 30, okay? 30%, it's a very high success rate. I think it is encouraging compared to maybe some other actions of Marie Skłodowska-Curie actions. Doctoral networks have a lower success rate from 11 to 18, it depends. Postdoctoral fellowships have also a lower success rate. So this is also an incentive, I guess, for you to participate in this specific call. Here you will see the reference, I have reference for you, the portal, the Funding and Tender Opportunities portal. I know we are giving you a lot of insight and information and data, but just there's a lot of official document that will make very easy for you to understand the rules. And here are the reference documents that you need to take into account: the guide for applicants, the templates, the work program. Again, don't be afraid to ask for help. We are here to help you. You have national contact points in your different countries that can support you, okay, to process and understand better the information. Let me finish by just saying a few words about the MSCA Net project. That is an EU project funded to support the activities that we as national contact points for MSCA provide, to really help us to be better trained in order for us to give you a better support. So we produce different call materials that are available in our website that you can see there linked in the screen. And we have also launched a matchmaking platform that will allow you as supervisor, as fellow, as institution to log in and ask for bilateral meetings, for instance, for companies or with companies to show your interest in participating in specific fields. It's going to be open until May 2023. So I think now it's a good time for you to, if you wish, have a look at it, register and give it a go. So from my side, this is it. I always like to finish with the final slides with the words of our dear Maria Salomea Skłodowska-Curie that says that nothing in life is to be feared, it's only to be understood. So I hope that with all this information that Ahmed, Julie and myself have given you, you will be able to better understand this fantastic project and proposal. Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot, Christina. It was very clear, very great presentation. So we have received many questions. So Julie, if possible, we will go one by one.
Yes, I propose actually that we do indeed simply in order. Some of the questions may have been responded during your presentation, Christina, but I believe that some of the points may need some further clarification, or maybe simply better to say twice sometimes to make sure that everyone understands what it is about. Also, I would like to stress that I saw that indeed there are some questions also in the Q&A on the Zoom meeting, so it's fine. We will have a look at them as well. So first I go through the Slido ones, and then we will go through the other ones. Just for all our attendees, again, all these slides will be shared after the webinars, so you will have all the information in written. And indeed, we will be, of course, available for any further questions. If I may, if you agree, Ahmed, I would suggest that participants, if there is any questions, address them to you, because then you can, of course, simply split the questions among us. Is that correct, Ahmed? I guess the attendees have your contact point, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So voilà, if there, because there was one question about this, so if you have any questions, any further questions later on, or if you need any further information, please do not hesitate to contact us through Ahmed and Euraccess Africa. And again, we'll be happy to reply to your concerns or your questions. So if I take the first one, so there are some there is one actually for you, Ahmed, at the beginning of the slide of questions, which is about the facilities provided by Euraccess for short attachment to European universities to develop research. So I don't know if you want to develop a bit on Euraccess role again.
Yes, just about Euraccess Africa Hub, we have many possibilities to show all opportunities given by all universities in Europe. So you can see our websites, and if needed, you can send us an email, and we can explain more and more in details how to apply and how to get opportunities from laboratories or universities in Europe.
Thank you. So then the next one, I think it was from Yinka. I think that then you had some answers about your questions, because the question was about how we can go about doing staff exchanges. So maybe, and the follow-up question was, are there organizations to engage with on the staff exchange program? So maybe here, Christina, we could simply remind our audience about how to apply for staff exchanges as an individual, and how to apply to staff exchanges as an organization, because indeed it might help to answer these questions, I believe.
Perfect. Yes, it's a very good question, because sometimes we do get a lot of researchers, mainly not many maybe technical staff, but researchers who don't know if they can participate as individuals or not. So staff exchanges is it's a consortium call. That means that in order to apply for a staff exchange, a consortium has to be created. So those institutions will prepare the project, will in specific field, will apply for funded, and if the project is funded, then the staff from these specific institutions will be able to participate in the project and do the staff exchanges with the other institutions that are part of the consortium. As an individual, if you wish to participate in a staff exchange, you will need to inquire in your own institution if they're already participating in a staff exchange project that is funded. I guess the departments that will know about it, apart of course from I would say the research director of the research group, might be the European service, what we call the European project managers, or the transfer of technology liaison office. I mean, there are different names in the institutions who might be aware of what European projects your institution is participating in. But it is possible, of course. You can be a postdoctoral, a doctoral candidate, technical staff or managerial staff, and you can participate as an individual. For you to participate as an individual, if in a staff exchange, your institution must be participating in a funded project. It will be different for you to participate as an individual in MSCA under, for instance, the postdoctoral fellowship. Okay, that is, I would say, an action that you as individual can really apply for with a specific institution. But to participate and to do a secondment as an individual person, it has to be through your institution to check if your institution has a funded project. I don't know if I was clear enough.
Sorry, I was muted. I think you were. Of course, if there are some follow-up questions, I will let you know anyway. One question from Alex was, what is, from your point of view, the priority, the creation, sorry, of a new network, or the development of existing network that was formed via previous other projects? So what would be best, actually, to have a new network developed or to build on existing networks? That's, I think, the question is about.
So I will say, as far as I don't think there's a priority as such from the evaluators side, I will say, but I think the reality is that many projects are built on previous collaborations. I mean, when I hear beneficiaries and representatives from institutions explaining their RISE or their staff exchange projects, normally it always comes from a previous collaboration, from an existing collaboration, because it already gives you the core group of the project to work with, and it also gives you a lot of maybe even previous results that you can use to start the project. So I'm not saying that it's not possible to start from scratch a new collaboration, because I'm sure it might be. I don't think there are truly statistics on that, actually. But to me, but of course that should be maybe asked to the beneficiaries. I think really staff exchange lies on previous collaboration. At least part of the consortium that will be created, 1, 2, 3 participants will have already an existing collaboration.
And would you confirm as well that, the same applies a bit for the MSc? I mean that starting with staff exchanges enables you as well to have already kind of a practice and have also already an established networks, and then being able also to develop further or to apply to other actions. Would you confirm this, Christina?
Absolutely. And I think there might actually be some statistics on that, on the fact that staff exchange or even cost actions are I don't know the name in English, but the start point of something new, okay, and something that can happen after that. So absolutely. And to me, it is the easiest way for an institution. Why? Because you do not have to recruit anybody. And sometimes that's it's true that depending on the laws or on the changes of the law, it's difficult. You don't have to recruit anybody. There is no mobility rule from the staff that are participating, because it's staff from your own from your institution, and you don't really have to. There's a lot of flexibility. You can either go to an institution, but if it's not the case, for instance, for a company that cannot allow his or her director to go away for 2 months, they can always choose to receive staff.
Indeed. Thank you very much. The next question, I think that I believe that you already answered, because it was about how to participate in the program as a company. The question was about a company working in the field of renewable energy. And the next question is about actually how to find existing consortia doing staff exchange. And I don't know if you saw this link I shared in the chat box. Actually, dear participants, you will see that there is a link to the funding and tender portal and to the partner search tool, which will be very useful for you to have a look indeed to to look for partners. But maybe Christina, you want to elaborate on that point as well.
Yeah, the funding and tenders portal has a specific tool for partner search. So you will see there consortia that are already working on their proposals, and it might match your research field. You also have Qu'est-ce that we've mentioned already, that we have included the links, where you will see projects that have been funded that can give you an idea of maybe whose of your collaborators are already working on something. And also the matchmaking platform that I mentioned, that I told you about, the MSCA Net matchmaking platform, where we are having bilateral meetings. There are also expressions of interest from companies that are preparing a consortium and they want to really find other partners. So there are multiple tools.
I just shared in the chat box the link to Qu'est-ce, but again, all these links are in the slides, the final slide of my presentation, and also so again, all these will be shared with you, but you have also these relevant links in the chat box if useful. There is a question about the difference between an associated country and a third country. So maybe just a first answer from my side. So just to make it clear that association, actually, I really refer to the legal text. Association to Horizon Europe is governed by the Horizon Europe regulation, and actually legal entities from associated countries can participate under equivalent conditions as legal entities from the EU member states. I say this in a very short way, but obviously it makes a difference with third countries which are not associated to Horizon Europe. Maybe you want to add something about then the impact for staff exchanges. I just would like to stress again, because I said it very quickly during my presentation at the beginning, that actually as regard the MSCA, again, organizations from Africa can participate to all the main actions as associated partner to doctoral networks, staff exchanges, co-fund and postdoctoral fellowships, and as beneficiary only to doctoral networks. So because of or because it's not a negative point, but actually as a third country, indeed the only action which is accessible as a beneficiary is doctoral networks. The other ones you can be associated partner. And here maybe also a quick point on the difference between being beneficiary and being associated partners. So being beneficiary means that you sign the grant agreement, that also there is a kind of a minimum number of requirements, and also that you can receive funding directly, which is not the case when you are associated partners, because you contribute to the actions, but you do not receive directly the funding. I would say still that being an associated partner also has some advantages, actually, because you have lighter processes to meet. So again, really just keep in mind that you can accede to all the actions, to all the MSCA main actions. But maybe Christina, you want to say it in another word, or maybe in a clear way, or maybe to have also focus on staff exchanges on that point.
I think you made it quite clear. It's just a legal differentiation, because at the end of the day, with regards to the commitment and the participation in the project, it doesn't really make a difference as such. What you need to take into account is that if you're based in Cameroon, that it's the example that I showed you at the beginning, the doctoral candidate or the postdoctoral candidate who is going from the University of Cameroon to the Universidad Politécnica de Madrid in Spain, it will be the Spanish institution who will be paying for this mobility that is needed from the researchers to go to Spain. So the cost will be covered anyhow. So that's not a problem. I think it's just a matter of a legal commitment or legal differentiation from the point of view of the European Commission.
Thank you very much. I know that we were supposed to finish at 3:15, but if you all agree, we could stay a bit longer just to reply to all the questions. Sorry, dear participants, for being late, but actually we will like also to take enough time to respond to your question. Actually, the next two questions are basically are more or less the same ones, because one is about how to participate as a researcher in a research lab. And the other one is also about individual researcher participant. So I think that here you already replied, Christina. I don't know if you want to add something, but I think that, yeah, okay, please do that.
I would just wanted to add something, because that I was just, I'm also watching at the questions here on my mobile, and just to avoid a confusion, and I think it's important. We might have the case, for instance, of researchers that are already benefiting from an MSCA project. Let's say that we have a postdoctoral fellow that is benefiting right now from a postdoctoral fellowship. Okay, it can be the case of a researcher based in Ethiopia who is now conducting a research project in the CNRS, the research center in France. That person is employed in a postdoctoral fellowship. That person will not be eligible to participate in a staff exchange. Why? Because staff exchange, and you need to understand this, obliges you to be at 100% dedicated to these secondments while you are on secondment. So that's also important for you to know. If you are recruited for a specific project funded by a specific institution, you will have to check if it's possible for you to do the secondments in the staff exchange projects. I don't know if I am avoiding the confusion or maybe giving more confusion, but just, I mean, the main idea is to do a secondment in staff exchange, you need to be at a full-time dedication to it.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. No, that's very useful indeed. Thank you. We have also questions about universities. One is about universities which provide staff exchanges opportunities in the field of science teacher education. The other one is about European universities plus Morocco and Tunisia who would accept secondments together with the specific fields of secondments, blah, blah. Can we have all, sorry, I'm just taking back the question. Can we have a list of all European universities who accept secondments together with the specific field secondments? Okay, actually here, I think that we are again about this funding and tender portal partner search tool. So maybe we won't go back to this question unless there is some further clarification needed. Same question, same kind of question. Actually, the next one is about the participation in a project from Tanzania. Actually, the responses that you provided before apply here as well, but I don't know if Christina, you would like to add something.
Just maybe, but I think you've mentioned that yourself, the minimum, because I think there's also a couple of questions. Let's remind that we need a minimum of 3 institutions from 3 different countries, and at least 2 of them must be based in Europe. Okay, I think that's important.
Yeah. There is
sorry.
possibility to give the floor to.
Sure.
I think we have. Yeah.
Sure.
I will if you don't mind, I will just go until the end of the slide of questions, okay. And then at first I will give the floor. And I see that we have 18 questions in the question and answer box. I have to check them still. But yes, sure, we will give the floor to the participants who raised their hands. Just one question which is important indeed. The question is what to do when there is no person of contact contact in a country. And indeed, you mentioned, Christina, national contact points, but actually in Africa, it's true that you don't have national contact points in all the countries. So that's where also Euraccess Africa can be very, very useful, because here, first, you may have some very useful support. You may find some very useful support. I would like also to stress maybe, but it's not their role as such, but I saw that actually Precious is with us, but there is also the MSCA, the Marie Curie Alumni Association, and there is an African chapter, which is chaired by Precious. I saw your name, Precious. I'm pretty sure you are here with us today, or you were here. But Precious can also help and provide some information. But of course, it's not the role of the MSCA to help, for instance, for applications or so far. But still, you have also this report. But again, I would go clearly to Euraccess Africa, and also when you are involved in a consortium, or if you're a partner in a project, you may also ask for help to the NCPs of the countries, of the other countries involved. I don't know, Christina, if you agree with that last point.
Well, normally NCPs, we gather for the participants of our own country, but it's true that we also might have the knowledge of ongoing maybe consortia that could maybe fit the research field of an institution common. And if not, of course, we will always redirect there to the specific tools that are available. So in case they don't know about them, we will always have that possibility for them.
But again, yes, indeed, the first reference would be of course Euraccess Africa, and just the last question, and then we will open the floor to the oral questions. There's some of the participants have encountered some difficulties, and yes, the recording of the session will be available afterwards, if I'm not wrong. Is that correct, Ahmed? The recording will be available as well. Okay. So if the participants who are raising their hand would like to take the floor, please, we can listen to your questions, and then I will check in the same time the questions we got in the chat box. I don't know if Stefan or Tadele, you would like to take the floor, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I'm Stefan from Burkina Faso. I want to thank Dr. Ahmed and you, really the pet. My English is not good. I'm going to try to understand. So I have two questions. The first one is it possible to be support from MSCA staff for writing a MSCA project proposal and submitting for African Francophone people as me, from Burkina Faso? The second question is, how do you do to get national point in Africa country has Burkina Faso?
For the first question, it's clear, but for the second question, if you can repeat, please.
How to do to get national point?
Okay. I guess, maybe Ahmed, you will reply to the first question, and I think that the second question is, I mean, I understand there is a double meaning. I guess that Stefan, you would like to know who is the national contact point.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. So for the first question, usually for Euraccess Africa Hub, we give support. So if you have questions or some technical aspect or some points related to MSCA or to funding opportunities, you can send us an email, and after that we can organize, if possible, a meeting to show you how to use platform, how to get the opportunity, and how to get more and more details about technical things related to portals or funding and other opportunities. So no worry about that. So just you can send an email, and after that we can co-organize together about the point. So for the second question, I can give the floor to Julie to about the NCP, I think.
Yes, actually, there are many questions there. No, not many, sorry, several questions about the national contact points. I have to check actually if there is one in Burkina Faso. There is also a question about national contact points in Mauritius. So I need to check actually if you have indeed a national contact point there. So I'm going to check, and maybe we can also send you the information, Ahmed, afterwards.
May I just
please.
ask something concerning this? Because I think Stefan had also a query on writing proposal support, I think, if I got it right. So just for you to know that when you are part of this consortium this consortia in either Staff Exchange or doctoral networks, normally we as national contact points are meant to pre-screen and review the projects that are written by coordinating institutions in our country. Meaning, in my case, I normally pre-screen the projects coordinated by Spanish institutions in Staff Exchange and other calls. So just in case the colleagues of your consortia, if you're working on a project, are not aware of, ask them as the coordinator of the project to get in touch with their NCP in the country, because they will be able to provide them support to write the proposal. Okay, and I think that's important to know. That's part of our services.
Is there another question maybe to be raised directly? I see Ahaya.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, my name is Araya. I'm from Ethiopia. Last year, this time there was a call from European Union, and we were trying to participate on the calls to write the proposal for the exchange. But we faced some problem regarding to have a partner from European universities. We wrote a lot of universities to work with us, but we couldn't able to find a way. So is there any possibilities to manage this issue so that we can have to work together? Our university, Addis Ababa University, is the leading university in Ethiopia. So we try, 2021, there was one exchange called, one of our colleagues from AIT was one that's was using the, I think the Norway universities. So they are working together. Now we try to have sustainable development engineering on the, especially in the agricultural sector, but we couldn't able to find universities that time. So how could we manage this issue with the help of you?
So for the question, I need to if you can repeat just the question in the end.
Yeah, my question was, you know, last year we tried to participate on the exchange of European Union call, but we couldn't able to find partners.
Okay.
Partners from Europe. Especially we tried Italy, Germany, and Spain, but we couldn't able to find. So this year we need to engage, but how could we manage this?
I don't know, Daya, if you tried some of the tools that we have mentioned today in the seminar, your access portal, did you try Cordis? Did you try the the funding and tender partner search that is already available. I actually have to check, but I think there are already good organizations, a lot of organizations included in the portal that you might contact, of course, if they are in your research field. But there are different tools available to that respect. I don't know if we can be of more help there.
And
Okay,
I
would
think, we have the possibility to get in touch with NCPs. So
okay.
if we need partner from Germany, so we have in the portal, the funding and funders opportunities, we have the possibility to contact directly the NCP of Germany in many thematics. So that's why I think the possibility to use platforms, it's I think a very useful idea.
Yes,
To get
thank you.
more partners.
Okay, I will try to check and contact you with email.
Okay. Okay.
If I may, I just thank you, Ahia, for the question. Actually, there is one question in the chat I will raise to you, Christina, and then I will give the floor to the last participant who raised his or her hand in order to ask maybe the last question, because we are really now running out of time. So maybe just one question first, and then I come back to the floor again. Just there is one simple question, but I would like to raise it for everyone to have it in mind. A question coming from Zablon and Gaia saying, I'm from vocational education and training institution in Tanzania, and am I eligible to participate in staff exchanges? So please, Chris, the answer is yes, but I would like just to elaborate very shortly on that in order to make it clear to everyone, because I have seen some other questions going in that direction as well. That again, the MSCA are a bottom-up program, which is really one of our strengths, I would say. So, but Christina, please.
Absolutely.
And then I give the floor back to our last participants who would like to raise the question early.
Absolutely. All scientific areas are covered. And I know sometimes we do get questions concerning social sciences, vocational education. I've seen there, but there are questions saying how are humanities or social sciences included? And actually, I will say that is one of the most demanded panel and successful panels. So all the scientific areas, as I mentioned, are possible. You will just have like an order for you to send it to either one of the scientific panels. But yes, that will be possible.
Thank you very much. And maybe the last question from our participant. I'm sorry, because I'm not sure to be able to pronounce your name properly, so I will let you introduce yourself. So please go ahead. Thank you. We are listening to you, please.
Okay, my name is Chidiebele, and my question, I joined in late. My first question is, will this session be, is it recorded, will it be shared? Because I missed the tools earlier on, because I'm interested. I'm in my first year of my PhD, and then would like to do part of my research in Europe, IFP, France, and all of that. So I would like to see how I can do that as well.
Okay, just we will share today the recorded video for this webinar, so no worry about that, and we will share the slides also. So I think, and if you have any questions, you can send us the email africa@youraccess.net. It is sample.
If I may, I said to Debiel that in the chat, your question was going a bit further. You say also that you have reached out to the schools where you would like to do part of your research, and that actually they are willing to welcome you, but they do not have funds. So how you should do that? That's right. That the question was also about how to make this happening in a way. So I don't know, Christina, if you want to reply to that last question, and then we will stop, because I'm very sorry, dear participant, that we are that late, but I hope that it has been useful to you. Christina, if you want.
Okay, so but if you are already in touch with one of the institutions, I would say in your case, you mentioned that you are just starting your PhD, so it might actually fall better into a doctoral network kind of project where you will identify, I don't know if you've already have identified a project funded by the European Commission that is already tackling the research line or the research project that you're willing to carry out. And if there are any open positions, you will find them all actually in your Access portal that might suit you and that you could apply to, okay? But of course that you can, I'm sure Ahmed can help you with that process. And if not, you can also send me an email and I will let you know how to do that.
I hope that we have answered most of the questions. So just from my side, I would like again to stress that indeed the slides will be shared with all of you. The recording of the session will be available afterwards. I think that there was one of the questions, I'm not sure to recall the question completely, but I think it was also about the Francophone dimension. So please be aware that we are also having these webinars in French. I'm not sure that the question was about this, but it's a way to promote also the the webinars in French that have been done with your Access. And I will stop here on my side. I will give you the floor back, Ahmed, and of course I will check. Sorry, I just wanted to add this. I will check the names of the national contact points, the MSCA national contact points for Mauritius, Burkina Faso, and Nigeria, because that was 3 questions which were raised in the chat box. And I will send the information to Ahmed. So of course, again, you can contact your Access Africa, and we will make sure that you have the right information to go further and to go on with the MSCA. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. So I think we come to the end of this webinar. So, thank you, Julie. Thank you, Christina, for the nice presentation and the nice exchange today. So save the date. We will organize 2 webinars, one in 10 November related to Tyler and Francis, with in collaboration with Tyler and Francis, and related to how to get published in a webinar series organized by Your Access Africa. And for 17 November, we have the first webinar dedicated to Horizon Europe for sub-Saharan African countries. So save the date. We will add all details about the 2 webinars on our website. I think
I don't know if it is only for me, but Ahmed.
I lost connection. Yep.
Yes, Ahmed seems to have a connection issue. So, yeah,
he's back.
Yeah,
You're back.
So it is okay. So I think thank you, Julie. Thank you, Christina, and we can say bye-bye.
Have a good day. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, and thank you to all.
Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ciao, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you very much.